first thing I want to ask, because this was asked to Gus Bradley as well, but what have you seen from Shane just navigating his first NFL season and how maybe he's gotten better or just more comfortable? I know he never, ever says anything is like difficult, but I'm like, I have to imagine you've seen some type of growth from him.
Yeah, I mean, just the around the office, all the stuff we all have to do as a coaching staff, as an organization to get our guys ready to play a game. There's a lot that goes into that within every game week, and just sort of going through that thing 7, 8, 9, 10 times, in a row there, 10 weeks in a row. Shane sort of leading that charge and tweaking the schedule here and there when a tweak is needed, or adjusting with the coaching staff as needed when one of those things is needed, has been really smooth. It's been a great process. I mean, like really every year in this league, things are, kind of a little bit different than the year before. It's rare to just kind of copy paste your weekly schedule from 2 or 3 or 4 years ago and just go do that week after week. There's just stuff that comes up. There's things that happen, as you're preparing for games, as you're getting game plans ready, and the head coach sort of directing the charge and directing us, how he wants us to work through those things and how he wants us to solve those problems, is a really important part of that thing. It's been a weekly process that for us has been getting sort of, I think, better and better, more and more efficient as the year goes. And, as a coaching staff, that helps us do our work. That helps us get done what needs getting done so our players can have the best chance to win on Sunday. And Shane sort of managing that from above us, sort of telling us what he's seeing or adjusting sort of weekly things as he goes, has been really important for us. So it's been sort of great getting going here as the year goes, but we're all I hope getting better at our job as the year goes by, and hopefully that'll continue for all of us.
And then one quick follow-up, considering just all the changes and things you all had to deal with, what has it been like just kind of, I guess, sitting at the table looking across from him like, all right, here's this issue that has arisen. How do we handle this? And maybe some of the not like specifics, but just how he's handled. I mean, one thing is to be a new coach, but then you also have your quarterback goes down, your running back's not there for a month, other things happen, and you all are still in the thick of this.
Yeah, able to maintain a really steady head, really steady demeanor throughout the adversity that an NFL season throws at you. All the things you mentioned. There's there's 1,000 things, right? You're going to lose a game. You're going to have everything's going to happen to you within an NFL season. And Shane's done a great job of being a really steady influence for us coaches, being a really steady influence, I think, for the players, sort of being the same guy every day, and not letting adversity sort of adjust how the office feels or how our work environment feels. And when the head coach doesn't let adversity really affect his daily process, how he works every day, it's easier for us to do that same thing. And we, hopefully the whole coaching staff is sort of taking his lead there, that, gosh, things are going to happen, right? It's the NFL. There's going to be an injury. There's going to be something that's unexpected that's going to happen to the team. But we just keep it going. We keep going. Hey, there's another game coming next week. We keep preparing for that thing. We make our adjustments. We do what's best for the team, and we keep moving forward. And that's the mindset that Shane's really instilled in us, and he's done such a great job of leading us that way.
Joel,
Jim Bob, what have you noticed that defenses are kind of playing you guys the same way against the run the last couple of weeks?
Every week in this league, you play different defensive structures, different, defensive coordinators with different backgrounds that tend to play certain styles of fronts or certain families of fronts and things like that. That comes and goes throughout the year. We're in a groove of playing some similar style front defenses. But that, as soon as I say that, that'll switch up on us. So yeah, that's kind of the fun part of the NFL game planning sort of yearly structure, is that you can't just settle in on and block, sort of one front or throw passes versus one coverage or pick up one blitz. You got to kind of be prepared for all of it. Sometimes it'll be 2 or 3 or 4 weeks in a row of some of the same style stuff, and you gotta find those answers and adjust and get better at that stuff. And as soon as you get the answers for that thing, here comes another team doing another thing. So it's within our sort of job responsibility to kind of keep doing that, keep that going. And these defensive coordinators they'll find their ways to make it tough on us for sure as we go.
When you look at the run game the last couple of weeks, has it been as simple as teams putting a lot of guys in the box, or is there some spots that maybe you guys need to be a little better?
Yeah, it's never quite that simple. It's never quite that simple. There's some areas we can improve. Starts with us as a coaching staff. Starts with me kind of getting a little bit better game plan together so the guys can go execute and have that success. But across the board, when you play good defenses in this league and your execution's off just a little bit, they're gonna make it tough on you. And that's kind of we've just got to play a little bit better football all around. And like I said, it starts with me. I got to do a better job today. I got to do a better job sort of getting a plan together to go play Tampa Bay and sort of getting that plan taught to our players and executed in practice, and sort of the same weekly schedule stuff you guys hear me saying all the time. But can we play better? Absolutely, we can, and we have this year. We've won a few games here where defense has really played really good, and we've had an opportunity to maybe play better. We'll look forward to doing that here soon.
Steven?
Hey guys, hope I'm not repeating the question. I just stepped away for a minute, but Jonathan in the last game, I think got certainly the overwhelming majority of the touches at running back. Shane, I think, said that some of that was just kind of what you had up for him that week going into the game. I'm wondering, is that kind of opponent specific? How you guys do that, or is there also an element of he's really kind of getting into a groove and you see him kind of maybe rounding into midseason form and give him some more opportunities maybe?
Yeah, I think both of those things are true a little bit with the nature of sort of how those reps worked a few weeks back. Sometimes the opponent will dictate that, gosh, a certain style of run we think is gonna be beneficial, and JT does such a great job of some of those styles of runs that's sort of the direction it took that week. But gosh, Zach's played such good ball. We're gonna make sure Zach gets some opportunities to touch the ball as we go as well. Those guys are both playing good football. I know maybe the run stats haven't been perfect, but shoot, put that on me. Don't put that on the players. We'll get those guys in a little bit better position to go have success, and they'll go do that. It happens in the league a little bit where sort of defensive structures can maybe you adjust your run game as those things adjust, sort of what you're playing against, and different runners play into different schemes just a little bit better or worse. So we'll keep sort of making those decisions and try to put our guys in the best possible position to have success on game day and ultimately win games. Right, we're here to find a way to win a game, and every week we get that challenge. And last couple we've won, and we gotta hold up our end of the bargain offensively and sort of move the ball, score some points against another tough defense. That's the NFL. Here comes another tough defense. See if we can't do that.
It does sound like you agree that the guys have maximized the runs, when with what they had available to them. Is that kind of how you feel, regardless of what the defensive tactics were, obviously limiting you and things like that? But it sounds like you feel like the guys have gotten the yards that are there.
Yeah, I think every runner, when they watch their runs, they're gonna sort of fine tune their reads and talk through those things. And I'll leave some of that in house because that's a part of the process. But I sure think JT and Zach have done a really good job this year. Those guys have been playing really good football with what we've been asking them to do, and it's going to be a challenge. There's new runs, there's new defensive looks, defensive front. Sometimes you play defense with the great edge run defender, and that sometimes can tweak a running back's thought process on a certain run. The next week you're playing this great D tackle, and those guys are working through that. Like they're doing what they're doing at the highest level in the world. And they're fighting like crazy to do that week in, week out. And we're really pleased with the level of football that JT and Zach are playing, no doubt.